to the My Maine Drone YouTube channel. This is not what we envisioned as our very first post on YouTube, but we're going to be talking about a fairly serious topic that a lot of people are definitely scared about, and I hope that our video here provides information for you and clarification. If you find the information helpful, we would really appreciate that you subscribe and like the video, so that as we start to post more content, and we will very soon, that it will be promoted, and that our business can be successful like many others that we see here on YouTube. So what's all the hubbub about here? So we're going to be talking about the US DJI Drone ban, and we have an update for you. This initially, let me go back just a little bit, just to show you how new our YouTube channel is. We will go over to here, and as you can see, we still haven't posted a single video. This video here will be our very first post and our introduction to YouTube. So we hope that you welcome us, and we hope that you enjoy our content. All right, back on to what's going on here. So the main concern started out with YouTube videos citing this law called the Countering CCP Drones Act, or HR 2864. This congress.gov gives you the progress of a bill, and as you can see right now, this says it's just introduced, but that's not the full story, because it actually got rolled over into a different bill called HR 8070, which did pass. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But let's just take a look at this real quick. It's actually not very long. It's only a few paragraphs. So it concerns the FCC has a list of equipment that they deem could potentially be a threat to the national security of the United States. And I'll bring you over to that website in a little bit. But let's just take a look at this. Essentially, what Congress is asking is to the addition of certain equipment and services of DJI Technologies to covered list. What is the covered list? The covered list is, if you look here, let's just read Section A of this, and I'll just kind of walk you through it. It says, in general, Section 2C of the Secure and Trusted Communications Network Act of 2019, USC 47 USC 1601C, is amended by adding at the end the following. The communications equipment or service being telecommunications or video surveillance equipment produced by, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce their name, but essentially it is also commonly known as DJI Technologies or any subsidiary or affiliate thereof. What they're looking to ban: telecommunications or video surveillance services, including software provided by an entity described in subparagraph A or using equipment established in such subparagraph. So let's start by looking over here, back here at 47 USC 1601. So if I come up to here, this is the Telecommunications, Secure and Trusted Communications Networks Act. And we just start rolling down here, and it talks about what's covered here. And this is the determination of communications and equipment or services posing national security risks. It talks in Section A just about the publication by the Commission, how they shall place on a list. We'll talk about that list. I have the FCC website right over here. And then it says reliance on certain factors. So if you look back at the HR 2864, it cites USC 47 USC 1601C. So if we take that and we go over here and we look at C, reliance on certain determinations. It says, taking subsection B1, the Commission shall place on the list any communications equipment or service that poses an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of the United States persons based solely on one or more of the following determinations. 1. A specific determination made by any executive branch integrity body with appropriate national security expertise, including the Federal Acquisition Security Council established under Section 1322A of Title 41. Now, I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm just guiding you through what I have found. And so it essentially is citing their authority to make the FCC add this to the list. So what list are we talking about? So let's come on over to the FCC's website, and it's protecting against national security threats, the communication supply chain through FCC programs. And so if we scroll down here to here, we can see the covered list, and then it says list of equipment and services covered. But let's just look at what this is talking about. It says Section 1.5002 of the Commission's rules directs the Public Safety and Homeland Security Bureau to publish a list of communications equipment and services, the covered list, that are deemed to pose an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of United States persons, based exclusively on any of four sources for such determination. That was the law we just looked at a minute ago. And that such equipment or services possesses certain capabilities as enumerated in Section 2A of the Secure and Trusted Communications Network Act of 2019. And that's what we were just looking at a second ago. So here is the list of equipment and services. Okay, we'll go to here, and it gives some information on that. But the list is fairly short. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like about 11 different items. And it states specifically which companies and that which companies would be banned. So let's just move forward. And what happened was this HR 2864, it's so short, it's not so surprising that this happened, but it got rolled over into another bill, HR 8070, which, if we take a look at that, it says service member quality of life improvement. Well, that sounds good. We want to improve the life of our servicemen and how they're doing, and National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal year of 2025. Now, what they took as a single one paragraph thing now got mushed into this very, very long, I'm just starting to scroll through here of all the different things that are included in this bill. And what I want to note here is if we go up to the top, I'm going to point out a few different things here. But you can see here that it has passed the House and is getting ready to go to the Senate. This is what is a little bit scary because it goes to the Senate, then to the president to be signed into law. But we can take a look at the roll call vote. And if you want to see who voted where and what they did, we're going to go here. And so this is on passage. Up at the top, the recorded vote was 217 to 199. Well, let's see what that looks like. So when you look here, you can see that it passed. And then not only that, you can see which parties voted. 211 Republicans said aye or yes. 3 said no. Democrats 6 said yes, 106 said no. So it seems fairly divided between the parties, but not completely. There is a little bit of overlap there. And then it does go through and tells you which representative, what their party is, and how they voted. So this is important information here if you want to know where your state stands and where they stood on this. And it might help you to give a phone call to your senators and say, hey, let's stop this from happening. So let's come back over and see if I can dissect the bill just a little bit more for you. So let me go back here. All right, and so the way that I actually found it in here is to just use the search feature and search for DJI. And now what's interesting here is the first one that I found was not that law. And it actually seems almost more important to know. So let me just go through this. Section 223 of this bill, HR 8070, is a dismantlement of Chinese drone aircraft to identify the origin of components and security vulnerabilities. So let me just read a little bit. It's not that long. In general, not later than 90 days after the date of the enactment of this act, the Secretary of Defense, acting through the head of the Defense Technology Security Administration and in coordination with the Director and the Defense Innovation Unit, shall fully disassemble a drone aircraft made by the Chinese company DJI and determine the origin of each component of such drone aircraft. Then they need to report, after completing the actions required under the subsection, the Secretary of Defense shall submit to the Committees on Armed Services of the Senate and the House of Representatives a report that includes a list of each component found in the drone, including the origin of the component and manufacturer information, a description of any security vulnerabilities that were identified in the course of disassembling the drone, and the report required under subsection B shall be submitted in unclassified form, but may include a classified annex. What this seems to be saying to me is that they haven't even taken apart one of these drones to determine it actually is a security risk. They are, according to just my thoughts, they are knee-jerking reaction, and these congressmen just seem to believe that China's spying on us without any basis of believing that, because they are just now asking in this same exact bill that our Secretary of Defense start disassembling these drones. So I'm not sure what the deal with all of that is, but I'm going to now move forward in the bill. So this was Section 223. The section that was the old HR that we just talked about, HR 2864, is now Section 1722, buried in this bill. And as you can see, here it is, just everything we were just talking about, except of note, it does say no later than 180 days. So that's 6 months after the date of enactment of this act, the Secretary of Defense shall conduct an analysis to determine if any unmanned aircraft systems entity or subsidiary, parent, affiliate, or successor of such entity should be identified as a Chinese military company or a military civilian fusion contributor and included on the list maintained by the Department of Defense in accordance with the section of the National Defense Authorization Act, blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe not blah, blah, blah. This is important stuff. But here it goes. Addition of certain unmanned aircraft systems, entities, technologies to the covered list. And this is right here, that law that we just went over back over here under HR 2864. So that means that this has been moved to the Senate and is in the next phases. My understanding of this, again, I'm saying my understanding, is that this will affect future drones being built by DJI. What that's going to mean, I don't really know. I don't think anybody does yet. But that is to be seen, and I hope that the information in this video is useful to you. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Give us a good head start on our channel. We will very soon be posting different content of different scenes from Maine. If we can get the permission to do the lighthouses, we are FAA Part 107 certified, so we know all the steps we need to take to be able to film properly, and are really looking forward to our journey with our drone. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope that you stay tuned for future videos. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.